write out a list of all the qualities you want in a woman. Okay. And obviously you can put some physical qualities in there, right? Maybe you prefer brunettes, maybe you like big, badonks, right? Maybe she's got to have a perfect hourglass figure, like whatever you want. That's all great. But all that kind of stuff fades over time. So if your goal is some kind of long-term committed relationship, like that can't be your primary focus. I mean, it's good to be able to put that in there, but what you really want is the qualities that you want in a healthy relationship. A woman that is kind and nurturing, that supports your mission, right? She speaks to you with respect, right? She had a good upbringing. All these kinds of qualities, these are what you want to focus on. All the things that you want, not what you don't want, but you still want to list out qualities that you don't want, because those end up being your red flags. Those end up being your red and yellow flags as you're out in the dating circuit. You notice something that you put down on your will not tolerate list. She's immediately done, right? She's immediately done. If she's got anything that's in the yellow flags list, she can't be a contender for a long-term relationship. This will prevent you from getting into the wrong relationships. You understand? You can still spin them as plates, but you just don't want to do anything committed with these types of women. But you don't want to focus on that stuff, right? It's good to know it, but you want to focus on the things that you absolutely want. Because if you focus on the positives, on the things you actually want, that's what's going to start showing up for you. That's what you're going to start noticing around you. And the thing is that your brain really doesn't know the difference between positive and negative. So if you're really focusing on the stuff you don't want, all your brain sees is that stuff, and that's what's going to start showing up for you more. So you want to focus on the kind of girls that you want, that you actually want, right? So that's your contenders list. Let me show you what that. See if I can find it here. I put that at the beginning of the long-term relationship chapter because it only really matters if you're the kind of guy that wants to get into a long-term committed relationship, which I venture to say most guys do. But, some guys just want to be plate spinners for the rest of their life. Like, no judgment. Like, go do that. Right? My book will help you with that too. But this is what I have for the contenders list, right? The wants, and then the ones that I have highlighted, the yellows, the ones that I have highlighted there, those are must-haves, right? If she doesn't have those items that are highlighted in yellow, she can't be a contender, okay? And then same thing with the ones that I have highlighted in blue, right? If anything's highlighted in blue, she's done. Like, we can't, I won't even spin her as a plate. I won't even spin her as a plate, right? So that's how you're going to find your red flags, your green flags, and your yellow flags, right? The other thing that I have on here that really goes in line with laws of the universe is writing a love letter. Writing a love letter to your future girlfriend in the present tense. This sort of is in line with the technique of scripting, right? There's a whole thing of journaling and scripting that you can do to help really get your mind in alignment. I've been doing that on a daily basis. My coach, Nikki, he has me for 10 minutes every morning scripting out how I want my life to be, right? And in the present tense, like, I'm so grateful now that, like, it's already happened. And I just sit there for 10 minutes in the morning. I set a timer and I write this all out. And it really is a fun exercise because I sit there and just flow, just as I'm going through, and I'm writing out how I feel about this stuff and what I like about it and why I'm so grateful for it and all that kind of stuff. And the thing is, as you're doing that, as you're writing this out, it's almost like writing a story. You're imagining this stuff, right? Have you ever written out a story? Like, you start seeing it in your head, right? Well, that helps you with visualization. All that kind of stuff really makes it real, and your subconscious starts believing that sort of thing, right? So you could do the same thing if you're trying to attract a good woman in your life by writing out a love letter to her, right? And really get into the emotion of it. Like, why do you love this woman? And really picture yourself with her and all the nice things she's doing for you. And you're going to start seeing women that sort of fit this description. And as you're going out dating, you're testing for interest. You're testing for their ability to follow your lead. Some women won't be interested. Some women won't follow your lead. But the ones that do, you're going to notice, man, this chick looks a lot like the chick I imagined when I wrote out that love letter. right? If you go back, right? I don't share this with anybody. It's private, right? But if I go back and look at my list, my contenders list from when I met Nurse Chick matches every single thing on the wants list. Everything. A lot of guys, in beer club, a lot of guys in the 3% Brotherhood, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know this girl. She checks off a lot of my things, right? Oh, and she checks off a lot of my things. Nurse Chick checks off every single one. It's fascinating, fascinating. Already, so if you're already in a relationship, how's this work, right? So here's the thing: attraction is not a choice. Okay, attraction is not a choice. You're into what you're into. Same with your wife. That's why when she starts dressing frumpy and she lets herself go and starts getting fat, starts putting her hair up in the messy buns and starts putting on the ugly glasses and stuff like that, and just basically stops caring about her appearance, you start being more turned off, right? Well, the same thing happens with you. You start dressing more comfortable. You stop taking care of your fitness and you let yourself go and you start getting fat, right? You maybe you start balding, okay? And then you keep the ugly ass like side hair because that's the last little bit and you're just holding on to that instead of just shaving it off, which is a more attractive look. If you ever read the book Atomic Attraction, they did studies on this where guys who are balding, if they just shaved it off, like women actually found the clean shaven look more attractive, right? So it's like just own that stuff because the guys who just own it, they're more confident about it. Now I get like the trolls on YouTube all the time. They're always like they just like to make bald comments, but that clearly shows that they're more insecure about my bald head than I am. Like I own this stuff, man. Like you don't think I know I'm bald? I have to shave this thing every day. It takes work to do this. It takes work to do this. Anyway, so attraction is not a choice, but love is. So if you've been finding yourself, more resentful of your wife lately, right? You've been more resentful of your wife lately. You're tired of her shit. You know that she's going to be a naggy woman and all this kind of stuff. And then you hate this and you just don't like being around her anymore. You can actually change that, right? You can actually change that. You can literally change that by affirmations. Okay. If you want her to, or if you want to start treating her better, okay, because you really do love her, like deep down you love her. Okay. I'm saying, well, if you do, like, maybe you don't like her anymore, whatever. That's can't help you. But if you, let's say deep down you love her, you've just been really resentful of her lately, but you want to turn things around because you notice that your relationship's on the rocks. Okay. Start telling yourself this every day. Okay. I got some affirmations here. I am deeply grateful for the love, kindness, and support my wife brings into my life every day. I cherish my girlfriend's unique qualities and the way she makes my life brighter with her presence. I love how my wife's support and compassion inspire me to be a better man. I appreciate the little things my girlfriend does to show her love and care for me. Every day, I am reminded of how lucky I am to have a woman that wants to join my lifestyle and follow my lead. Okay. If you tell yourself this stuff over and over again on repeat, 5 times in the morning, 5 times when you go to bed, or I talked about I have one of my clients doing the 3-6-9 technique where you do these affirmations 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, 9 times at night, whatever technique you want to do. It's all work. They all work, right? It's that repetition and then getting in alignment with the emotion of the stuff that causes your subconscious to believe it. And when you believe it and you start really appreciating this stuff, now you're going to start focusing on all the good things that your wife does, all the good things that your girlfriend does. And if you notice more of the good stuff that your girlfriend or wife does, and you appreciate that more, how do you think you're going to treat her? You're going to treat her nice, right? But if you're constantly annoyed by her whammonisms, you're going to treat her poorly. You're going to you're going to be snarky with her. You're going to be short with her. If she does anything, you're going to show annoyance with her. That's going to put her on edge, and then she's going to start hitting you back with it, and then you're going to be like, "See, she's such a bitch," right? It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. But it kind of goes with the golden rule, right? The golden rule, it's in the Bible. Right? But basically you do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Well, if If you want your wife to treat you better, start treating her better. And if you are having a hard time with that, start working on this stuff. Start really focusing on the good stuff that she does and the joy she brings into your life. And you're going to start treating her better. You understand? Because we get what we focus on. So if you've been finding yourself focusing on your wife's negative qualities, you're going to treat her more negatively. Okay. It's how we're wired, right? So the goal here, the real goal here is to not really, hypnotize yourself into loving your wife, right? The goal here is to focus on her positive qualities. When you focus on the good, you're going to appreciate her more. If you appreciate her more, how do you think you're going to treat her? Right? That's the moral of the story here. Oh man, we got super chats today. All right, let's get to these super chats and then we'll talk about socials and stuff like that. Okay, so we'll do this. Okay, we'll split this up. So Brother Ed says Beer Club United. Yes, we have a beer club meetup tonight too. So if you guys have been thinking about joining beer club, tonight's a good night to do it because we're all hanging out at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Ed's a beer club brother. I'm going to bump him up to the bouncing tatas video.
Thank you for the super chats. Boobies bouncing, can't stop that. From the east to the west, you are the best. Keep those chats coming in, let's do it all again.
God bless electrical tape. Brother David said a $10 super chat. Looking forward to a special beer club hangout today. Yes, me too. I'm going to be a little bit late to that because I have a client call right at 7 p.m. Eastern time, but I'm going to show up to that, right after that's done. Since he's a beer club brother, he said a $10 super chat. I'm going to bump him up to the next level. We're going to get the $20 super chat with this one.
Super chat with Steve. Closer to the line. Thank you, you're the best. Party on, we never rest.
New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Subscribe now.